The purpose of this tutorial is to demonstrate how to conduct a search in Google Scholar, and it will also include some helpful tips and tricks and hints, what have you. One thing I do recommend that you do before you use Google Scholar is to go in and view the video tutorial on how to save your library preferences to Google Scholar. That way you will connect your resources through GGC. What I'm going to do is to start and conduct a search. Today the topic I have chosen is college students and self-esteem and exercise. So I want to see what kind of effect that will have, and I'm going to conduct this search in Google Scholar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the terminology of college or undergraduate or university students, and I'm going to put that into my search box. Also in Google Scholar, one thing that you can do, instead of using the and button, you can use the plus sign. The next terminology that I'm going to put into my search is self-esteem. And then the next terminology I'm going to put in is, I'm going to add the plus sign, and I'm going to add exercise or physical activity. I want to see how exercise or physical activity will affect college students' self-esteem. So I'm going to add that into my search also. So then I'm going to click on the search button, and you'll notice I do get a plethora of results here. One thing that I always recommend that you do is that you limit your resources to a custom range date. In general, I would say limit your search to the last 10 years, and then depending on your topic, you might want to narrow that down even further if it's a topic that changes frequently. So I'm going to narrow my search to the last 10 years, and what that's going to do is completely alleviate anything that doesn't fit within those time parameters. Also, one thing that you can do is you can search your results by relevance or day. So this is my results by relevance according to my search phrase, or if I wanted to, I could search them by date, which means the most current articles would show up first. So I can choose how I want to do that. Also, one thing that I want to show you, that you can limit your search. If you want to see only review articles, then I could click here, and this would limit my search to review articles. If I want to see any type of articles, I'm going to just click on any type. One thing I often do is I uncheck the mark where it has include citations, because what happens with this, it's showing me where this work was cited, but it is not linking me to the resource. So often I will get rid of that, so that will narrow down my results a little bit. In addition to that, one thing that I often do when I go in and I do a search, instead of using the word not, if something is coming up in my search that I do not want to see, instead of using the word not, I can use the negative sign. So what I'm going to put in here is book, because often this will link to citations for books that I don't have access to through Google. And so I'm going to put not book, because I'm actually looking for scholarly articles, and this shows me how I can limit my results. So I have quite a vast result list. I can go ahead and continue to limit my results further if I'd like to do so. One thing that you can do is you can click to the resource through the title, or you can click to the resource over here on the side. This is showing where it is linking to GGC. Often what I recommend that you do is start scrolling through the titles, see if you find something of relevance to your search, and then you can click on that and read more about it. So for instance, I'm going to click here. Often what I recommend that you do is right click and open in a new tab. That way it will open that resource in a new tab, because if it doesn't open it in a new tab, it may not take you back to your original search, and then you're going to have to redo your search. So this shows me the resource and gives me the information here. What I do recommend that you do is you read the abstract, the intro, or the summary. That will give me a good indication of the type of article. And then once I decide that that is an article for me, then I can go in and I can download this PDF. So that gives me the choice right here. I can click here. This helps me download my PDF. Okay, so I can go through here and look at that particular article. I can save it, I can download it, I can print it, I can do whatever I want with it. Also, when I come back over here, there's different tools that you can pay attention to. So for instance, if I want to save, let's say this is a good search for me, and I'm scrolling through here and I see a lot of different articles that I like. So maybe I like this one and I like this one. So I'm going to click on the star button and save it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to name this folder based on my research topic. So I'm going to put college plus self-esteem plus exercise. That's just my folder that I'm creating for this search. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is click on done. Oh, one thing I do want to tell you, if you want to save a result in Google Scholar, you must be signed into your Google account. So there will be an area over here, and it will allow you to sign in. So I am logged into my Google account. So I just saved these 2 articles. What happens from here, if I want to go back and view those articles, see the star button over here, click on my library. Once I get to my library, I can find my folder. These are all the folders I've created for different research projects. This is my college and self-esteem folder. So I can click here, and there is that one, there's that one result. I think what I didn't do is I had saved this one earlier, but I hadn't labeled it, so that's why it didn't show up. So I'm going to label this one, and I'm going to put it in college and self-esteem. Okay, so that's what I'll do. So this is all of the articles I have saved in Google Scholar, and this is the specific folder that has those 2 articles that I just saved, so I can go in and look at those. Okay, so now what I'd like to do, I'm going to go back to my original search. So this is the original search that I did. Also, I want you to pay attention to the other tools. Google Scholar does have a citation tool. You can click on that, and you can grab whatever style citation you need. The only thing that I'll tell you, the citations in here are generally pretty good. The format is pretty good, but I have never seen them include a DOI, or digital object identifier, which is something that you need for citations, which is basically the permalink or the URL. So what I would have to do is, when I go back to my article, when I click here, I will have to look for that DOI somewhere, and I'll have to add that into my search. Okay, so I just want to so in this particular, and then Springer Link with this particular article, if I click on cite this article here, it does give me a recommended citation. I would certainly have to check this against the citation style that I'm using, but you'll see here is my DOI, it's listed here, and here's my DOI listed here. So that's something I will have to add into my search. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my search. I wanted to show you some more tools. This shows me how many times this article has been cited by other academic journals. So if I want to see those, I can click here, and this shows me all of the different journals that have cited this particular article. Now, I can also search within these articles for certain terminology if that's something I choose. So that's another way to narrow down your search. Okay. Also, one other thing you can do is click on related articles. So when I do that, all of the articles in this grouping are going to be related to that one article that I was looking at, and that article is here at the top. So I can scroll through those, because if this was a good article, I might want to look at the other related articles. There's all sorts of neat tools that you can look at while you are in Google Scholar. So those are some quick tips and tricks. Also, one thing you can do is you can create an alert. If this is a research project I'm going to be working on for a long time, this is my terminology. This shows me some recent results that have come up within the last few months. See, these were published in 2022. I can create an alert to this. So this is my topic, my search terms, and my email. So every time something is added to this, I can create that alert. I can also update my results as well. So those are different things that you can do in Google Scholar. I hope that you have found this tutorial informative, and good luck searching in Google Scholar.